Hey there, bookworms and truth seekers, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic. How many versions of the Bible are there and which one is the accurate? Because seriously, walk into any bookstore, or let's be honest, open up your preferred online retailer, and you're going to be met with a dizzying array of Bibles. It can be a little overwhelming to say the least. And this isn't just about different covers or font sizes, though those exist too, of course. We're talking about different translations, different interpretations, different versions of book that so many consider to be the ultimate source of truth. So how did we get here? Why are there so many versions of the Bible, and does it even matter which one you read? Buckle up, because we're about to take a trip through the history of the Bible, exploring the key players, the controversies, and the quest for the most accurate representation of these sacred texts. Let's get started. Our story begins long before the printing press, back in the time of scrolls and ancient languages. The Bible, as we know it, is a compilation of texts originally written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And unless you're a scholar of ancient languages, chances are you need a translation to access these sacred writings. One of the earliest major translations was the Septuagint, a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible made for Greek-speaking Jews in the centuries before Jesus. It became a vital text for early Christians, many of whom were more familiar with Greek than Hebrew. But the story doesn't end there. As Christianity spread, so did the need for Bibles in the languages of the people. Enter figures like Saint Jerome, who in the 4th century CE took on the monumental task of translating the Bible into Latin, creating the Vulgate. This Latin translation would become the standard Bible for the Catholic Church for centuries. Fast forward to the 17th century, and the printing press has revolutionized the world. Books are more widely available than ever before, and in England, King James I commissions a new English translation of the Bible. The goal? To create a definitive version for the Church of England. Published in 1611, the King James Version, or KJV, quickly gained popularity. Its poetic language and memorable phrases left an undeniable mark on English literature and culture. You've probably heard phrases like "turn the other cheek" or "salt of the earth." Yep, those originated in the KJV. But the KJV wasn't without its critics. Some argued that its translation wasn't always accurate, and by the 20th century, the archaic language felt increasingly distant from modern readers. Chapter 3, A New Testament for a New Age, the Rise of Modern Translations. So how do you make the ancient texts of the Bible relevant to a modern audience? That became a driving question for scholars and theologians in the 20th century. One answer came with the publication of the New International Version, or NIV, in 1978. The NIV aimed for a balance of accuracy and readability, using contemporary English while remaining faithful to the original meaning of the text. This approach proved incredibly popular, making the NIV one of the most widely read Bible translations today. But the quest for the perfect version continued. Some felt the NIV, in its attempt to be accessible, sacrificed some of the nuance and poetry of the original languages. Chapter 4, The Scholar's Choice. Delving into the New Revised Standard Version. For those seeking a translation that prioritized scholarly rigor, the New Revised Standard Version, or NRSV, emerged as a leading contender. Published in 1989, the NRSV built upon the foundation of the Revised Standard Version, which itself was a revision of the King James Version. The NRSV sought to provide the most accurate and unbiased translation possible, even if it meant using slightly less familiar language at times. It quickly gained traction in academic circles and among those who valued its meticulous attention to detail. But even with its scholarly credentials, the NRSV wasn't without its critics. Some argued that its emphasis on accuracy sometimes came at the expense of readability, making it a challenging read for those less familiar with biblical language. Chapter 5, Finding the Right Fit, the English Standard Version, and Beyond. As we've seen, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of the most accurate Bible version. Each translation reflects different priorities and approaches to bridging the gap between ancient texts and modern readers. Take, for example, the English Standard Version, or ESV, published in 2001. The ESV aimed to strike a balance between accuracy and literary excellence, appealing to those who appreciated the beauty of the King James Version but desired a more contemporary translation. And the story doesn't end there. new translations and revisions continue to emerge, each seeking to provide a meaningful and accessible encounter with the Bible. The journey continues, finding your truth in Scripture. So, after this whirlwind tour through Bible history, where do we land? Well, the truth is, there's no single best version of the Bible. The most accurate version is the one that speaks to you, the one that helps you connect with the text in a meaningful way. The important thing is to approach the Bible with curiosity, a willingness to learn, and an understanding that translation is an art as much as it is a science. Don't be afraid to explore different versions, compare translations, and find what resonates with you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Let us know in the comments which Bible version you prefer, and why.